Okay, so I've decorated a whole bunch of pages and folded them into folios. This is called a folio, just one folded piece of paper that becomes pages in a book. And then I've nested 4 folios together into what is called a signature, and I've done that with 4 signatures. So that's 16 pages that I've decorated on both sides. So how to put together the book? As you can see, you have many options here. I chose these 4 and these 4 and so forth to go together in a certain order, but you don't have to do it exactly how I did it, or I don't have to do it exactly how I did it. I could switch around the order however I want. As long as there's 4 pages in each, that seems to be just about the right thickness for binding a book with this particular paper at this particular size. That's not a rule. So, okay. What you want to look at in choosing is, how do the page spreads look? So how does that look as a page spread? What am I going to do with that to doodle on it, or add some paint, or unify the two, or use them as 2 separate pages? That's kind of fun. And then, of course, in the middle of each signature, you get the one uninterrupted centerfold. And then, let's see. I'm just going to toss these around and reassemble them. The other way you can play with these is, of course, you can fold them this way, or you can fold them this way. So you think, okay, that inside of that makes that sort of page spread, but what if I do that? And then that becomes a centerfold, or half of a page spread. What if I want that next to that? Turn it upside down. So then that becomes the page spread. So that is just a way to think about it. Once you have all your pages done, you can fool around with it and see what goes with what. And by goes with, all I mean is something that's kind of an interesting starting point that inspires you to make more marks on that. So I have this journal now that I sewed together using these pages that I just scribbled on. And as you can see, there's quite a variety of page spreads. Some with very different kind of imagery and colors on either side, and some that kind of are more harmonious. And as you saw, it's somewhat random, but you do have some choice as to what things go together. Like here is a page spread that looks pretty blank, kind of open for anything. Whereas this one has some very strong figuring. This kind of linear thing I can see continuing into this page. Anyhow, so the point here is to take the opportunity to unify the 2 sides, or just use them separately, separate pages as starting points. So I started a little, let's see, little linear thing here by continuing this circle motif by outlining it in white here. And maybe I can continue that white on this page. I could continue it over here. You can probably barely see that white in the video, but this is my favorite white gel pen. I'm going to switch to black and just continue this repeating circle motif. I seem to be stuck in a repeating circle motif these days, but I'm just going to go with it. I'm not done with it yet, though it might be done with me. Okay, and then that sort of sets up a continuous line of circles across this page spread. And I might just leave that for now and come back to it another time, see what else I want to do. There's another one that I just started. Oh, here. I've got, these are two fairly different pages, except this kind of heavy line going in somewhat of a crooked donut shape is common to both. And I just started with some line work with the white and then with a black pen here. This I might want to do some painting on. I want to continue this black. And it doesn't have to be to continue the donut shape, but just continuing some of this black area. And I'm going over some of the lines I already painted. There, I don't know what that's going to do, but it does something. Just I like this black mark. Okay, enough of that. And then this color is, I believe it's quinacridone gold, or not quinacridone gold, it's quinacridone burnt orange. Another one of my favorites. I'm going to bring that color over onto this page, and this is watered down acrylic now. And then full strength here. Okay. I see a little magenta up here I might want to play with. Just making that a little more definite. Bring a little into here. Ooh. The magenta over the blue here kind of makes a nice purple. And then we've got this blue over here, kind of a turquoise. I may want to bring a little turquoise element over to this side. Now in this piece, I'm sort of taking elements from one side and bleeding them into the other. That's not the only way to approach this. It's just the way that I'm doing it right now. And I may just leave that for now. This sort of string technique that I used on this and the string technique that I used on this are kind of calling me to put them together in some way. And I don't know what way, so look at me fooling around here, agonizing. Oh, let's just agonize for a minute. Somehow I want to make that kind of continuous from this side. I'll just go with that. Okay. The thing about this is you have to not worry too much about whether it's the right or the best way you could do something. This is a book. It's not art on the wall. And so you get to just try stuff. And you don't want to just slap it together either. So you have to find the balance between spontaneity and deliberation. You want to listen to your gut and go with what really strikes you as the right thing. And then don't think too much about it. It's a hard thing to do. Okay, so that I'm going to leave there for a second, but one thing I'm liking also is these circles. I don't know if you can see them in the video, but they're white. And I could put some more white circles on here, but another thing I'd like to try is some circles in this turquoise. So I've put some out on my palette. And I'm going to use this paint bottle as the stamp. And do some kind of low contrast circles here, turquoise on turquoise. And I'm going to call that one done for now.